Hi folks, back again, Bathrobe Chronicles on the road, let me see, this is number 4, part 3. Anyway, I don't even know what in the world I'm going to talk about here. For those of you who are trailer people or RV people who have been doing this for years, I'm sure none of this will be of interest to you. Primarily, as I think I stated early on, I'm doing this for my pals and friends and my brother and anyway, just sort of an update. Today is, I don't even know what day it is. Wait a minute, Wednesday? Yeah, must be Wednesday. And it's about 9:30 here in Texas. Boy, the last couple of days, last night, or yesterday, I went to the casita place and got my trailer, of course. And I'm not sure, the night before I got almost no sleep, maybe three hours or something like that, and got up fairly bright and early and headed out, got there around 11 o'clock or something. And of course they have this pre-delivery thing, for lack of a better term, where they go over all the parts of the trailer and how everything works and all of that. And that went pretty well. A real nice fellow, his name is Tim. There are two folks there who do that, Tim and Victor. And so went over all the stuff, and then I started loading up everything from my car, and I'm not sure what time I got out of there. And as I may have mentioned before, I was really apprehensive about towing this trailer. Excuse me. And thankfully, they hooked that baby up, and there I went, and it towed really well as far as I'm concerned. I don't have a whole lot to go by to compare it, but seemed to do fine. Got up to interstate speeds, 60 or whatever. Seemed to be no swaying and all. And I didn't have they make anti-sway bars or whatever, and then they make some kind of another kind of contraption that you put on the back of your car. And I was, everybody's saying, oh, you got to have those, you got to have those, you got to have those. Although one fellow who has a Honda Ridgeline like mine said he didn't have one, and the Honda manual says not to have one, and they claim that's because of well, anyway, the long and the short of it is Harold gave me some good advice. He said, just try it, and if you think you're having problems with it, then have those things put on there. Let me check and make sure this daggone mic is on. I'll tell you, it's on. By the way, I was going to use the other camera, the one I've been using for the past year, and I can't find the connectors to connect it into this little portable TV gizmo I bought. I don't know where in the world they are. I've looked all over here. In fact, I just looked for my maps. I can't find my maps. I'll tell you, it's tough to be 71. But anyway, I got here I left the trailer place, went to the propane place, and they filled up my propane tanks. By the way, off the subject slightly, Renee sent me a note saying, are you sure you have enough propane? And maybe you should stay in the hotel a few more days. Thank you for thinking about me. And ironically, when the fellow filled the propane tanks, I opened both of them. I did go out today and turn one of them off. Most likely, I turned the one off that's been used. Most likely, the one I turned off is empty. So when the other one gets empty, now I have no propane. Just joking. I hope that's not the case. But anyway, what was I going to say? So now I'm trying to decide where to go, and I keep checking the weather, within, say, 300 or 400 miles, because I don't want to try and go more than 300 or 400 miles in one day. And I'll tell you, no matter where you look, the weather is freezing, and I don't know. I mean, you'd have to get out to the East Coast, really, to have much difference. Check, Alabama, Mississippi, and most of the places, the overnights are at least freezing. I just cranked up another places. Another gentleman pulled in today in a casita, just got it delivered today, and he's going south in Texas, and rattled off a bunch of places that he's going to go. But I checked south in Texas, and you know, it's freezing down there too. Thank goodness I have 28 days of medication. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do at this moment. I did have a problem. The shower did not drain. So if and it's just this one thing you pull up or push down. I've done both, and neither works. So I'm surely not going to hit the road before I get that fixed or find out what I have to do to make it work. I'm going to call those folks tomorrow. But I don't know. Oh, another thing. Daggone it. I just had a whole stack of maps. Now I can't find any of the maps. I mean, I've looked everywhere. I've got these boxes underneath there. I've got all these storage places. I cannot find my maps. I had like 1,000 of them. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Of course, I have the old computer, thankfully. I can get on the MapQuest and take a look. But basically what I want to do is be able to drive one day and get to a place where, you know, the temperatures aren't freezing. But I don't know. The other thing, I wouldn't mind just heading out, maybe staying in a Cracker Barrel or something like that along the way. But what I'm afraid of is, well, not afraid, but obviously I don't know, you know, how long I can stay, you know, away from being plugged in. I'm plugged in now, and when you're plugged in, of course, you get the AC, you know, the 120, and that takes care of everything. You have a converter that converts that to 12 volt. That, you know. Hi, folks, back again. Boy, I am not doing well at all with the old cameras. It just conked out. I checked the battery before I started. It said the battery was okay, and then the battery conks out. So I'm not sure where I was. I was talking about voltage or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I guess to sum everything up, you know, things have gone pretty well. You know, I'm satisfied with the trailer. You know, if you have to have a trailer and you want a trailer this size, I think this is a good way to go. I guess the question is what am I going to do with this thing? In other words, how long will my enthusiasm last, and so on and so forth. So far, man, everything's been great, even though it's sort of under the worst of circumstances. I really didn't think I would be staying here in Texas, you know, all this amount of time. But I don't know. I think what I was working up to, and I'm not sure where I was when the tape stopped, but you know, like, I wouldn't mind heading out and just stopping, as I may have mentioned, you know, before the tape stopped, at the Cracker Barrels and places like that. But basically what would happen when you stop like that is you're using the battery, period. That's all you're using. Of course, you are not plugged into anything. And what does the battery have to do when you're stopped? Of course, the lights take you know, electricity or juice or whatever you want to call it. The water pump takes some. I doubt if that takes much. The refrigerator, if you actually, you know, stop somewhere, you can either run it on 12 volt, which will really suck that battery, I'm almost sure, right, poof, just like that, or you can use propane. And actually, there's not that much in there that would spoil it all. I've got, you know, some salad stuff, and that's really about it. You know, the rest of it is Cokes and, you know, stuff like that. So you could actually turn the refrigerator off. You wouldn't actually have to use any power for that. But of course, you wouldn't be able to use the heat strip in the air conditioner because that's 120, period. So what you'd be using is the furnace. And the furnace uses propane, but it also uses the battery for the fan and whatever else happens down there, which I'm not sure. And frankly, I'm pretty sure I would be okay doing that. But I would most likely feel a little uncomfortable, you know, about, hey, is the thing going to crap out at, you know, 4 in the morning and I freeze to death or something. And then, of course, once you get underway again, it's pretty slick. When you plug in the to the car, there's some kind of wire gizmo in there or whatever that actually, as you're driving, also charges the trailer battery as well as charging the battery in your truck or your car or what have you. So that's pretty cool. So assuming you could make it through an evening using the lights, the water pump, and the propane, then the next day, you know, driving 6, 7, 8 hours the next day would recharge the battery, you know, to where you would need it, and you can go from there. What I'll most likely do, and I'm not sure about this, but what I'll most likely do is first off, I've got to get this shower thing fixed. You know, I've got to do that. And if that requires my going over to the factory tomorrow, you know, that's sort of going to be a dead day. I don't want to head out of here at, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock at night. You know, I'll most likely stay here another day and then head out and then hope that maybe, you know, within 6, 7, 8 hours of here, there might be a place, you know, in other words, the temperatures may be okay. Although right now, according to the Weather Channel or the, you know, weather.com, what have you, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But anyway, that's just about it. And as I said, this I primarily set up for my handful of pals and friends and brother who have any concern about my whereabouts. You know, the old 71-year-old guy out there wandering around. But everything, no, obviously I don't like the idea that it is, you know, 14 degrees outside. But other than that, you know, everything's been sort of okay. I've been a little tired because, you know, I haven't had much sleep, and also I drove all the way out here, which was on the road 20-some hours, you know, which may or may not have been a mistake. I don't know. But anyway, I guess that's about it. So let me get this thing out there and post it, and I'll keep you guys informed of what's going on. And as Pat Condell would say, peace, ladies and gentlemen, peace. I hope it's not as cold where you are as it is here. Take care, folks. Bye.